Welcome to Fenway Park on a beautiful summer afternoon. It's game 2 of a 3-game series between the Seattle Mariners and the Boston Red Sox. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, as always, joined by Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, a few things to watch here for the stretch run for the Red Sox in the last 6 weeks, and certainly one of them is Big Papi going after 500.
Well, it's incredible to watch this. You know, he's got 491 right now, 9 away from that magical 500 club. And, of course, he has been really hot lately. On that last road trip, a couple of home runs down in Miami. This was an absolute bomb. One of the longest I've seen him ever hit, going about halfway up to that second deck, and then more of a line drive home run later on in that same ball game. So, you know, very impressive on the last road trip, and very impressive in the month of August for David Ortiz. You see the numbers at 366, the 5 home runs, 11 RBIs, and today he faces Hernandez, one of the best pitchers in all of baseball, 395 with a couple of career home runs against him, one coming this season. So, you know, that's what we're here to watch, and the Red Sox fans and David hoping to get it done this year. If not, it'll probably be next year.
He'll be in the cleanup spot today as the Red Sox take on the Mariners in Game 2 of the series on a beautiful day from Boston. Our aerial coverage is brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. We're back with the first pitch right after this. New Audi A3 today. Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. Toyota's website for deals by Toyota.com. DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of your Boston Red Sox. The Scion TC. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at Southwest.com. Welcome back to Fenway Park on a beautiful summer afternoon. The Red Sox and the Seattle Mariners play the middle game of the 3-game series. Red Sox have taken the field, so let's check out the visiting Mariners lineup brought to you by New England Chevy dealers. Ketel Marte is at shortstop, leading it off with Kyle Seager at third base. It is Nelson Cruz in right field batting third, with Robinson Cano in the cleanup spot at second base. Franklin Gutierrez in left, with Austin Jackson in center field. Mark Trumbo, the former Angel, is a DH. He bats seventh with Jesus Montero at first base. Mike Zunino catching the day game after the night game. And on the mound today for the Red Sox, their starting pitcher presented by your local New England Audi dealers. Wade Miley, 24th start, 8-9 with a 4.68 earned run average. Well, it's hitting at 265 against Miley. Clean shaven Miley for the most part, with the exception of the mustache. There's the pitch in there for strike one. No decision last Saturday against the Tigers in Detroit. Gave up 5 runs in 6 innings. 24th start of the year for Miley. On the ground at third base, Sandoval was right at the lip of the grass, and he fires to first for the out.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and they are 10th in the American League with 65 errors on the season. Pablo Sandoval at third base, and Bogart's the shortstop. Brock Holt at second, Travis Shaw at first. Left to right, Alejandro De Aza, Mookie Betts, and Jackie Bradley Jr. Blake Swihart doing the catching for Miley.
One down in the top of the first inning brings up Kyle Seager. So a little bit of his power on display here last night in the first inning with a home run off Joe Kelly, his 17th of the year. That's here with one out in the inning and takes ball one. 264 with 17 homers and 46 runs batted in for Seager. Timeout called very late.
I've seen a couple of those over the last couple of days. Last night, a very late call again right here.
Well, certainly the Mariners will try to break up the rhythm of Wade Miley, who works exceptionally fast. 1-0. And the breaking ball in there for a strike.
Here's that pitch where they call timeout. You can see Seager asking for it, but it takes a long time for the home plate umpire Brackley to give it to him.
To center field, Mookie Betts got a beat on it and puts it away for out number 2. Well, today's umpires are brought to you by Buick. Experience the new Buick lineup during this year's Sign and Drive. See your local Buick dealer today. Ryan Blakeney has the plate with Mark Rippinger at first base, Brian O'Nora, the crew chief, at second, and Alan Porter, who had the plate last night, as the umpire at third. So 2 down, and that takes us to Nelson Cruz, having a tremendous year, hitting at .322, 34 home runs, 70 runs batted in. And a fastball by him, kind of late to react there. It's only 90 miles an hour, but running away. Same pitch, same result, 0-2.
Yeah, 2 pitches in the exact location of Cruz, both fastballs.
Cruz has been hitting above 300 since April the 17th. And a strikeout for Wade Miley. A 10-pitch, 1-2-3 first inning. Red Sox are coming up. First inning, as the Red Sox lineup is brought to you by our Eastern Hyundai dealers. Mookie Betts leading it off in center field. Brock Holt at second base with Xander Bogaerts at shortstop. David Ortiz, the DH, in the cleanup spot with Travis Shaw at first base. Pablo Sandoval at third. Alejandro De Aza in left. Blake Swihart doing the catching, batting eighth, with Jackie Bradley Jr. in right field, batting ninth. Felix Hernandez ready to work here to Mookie Betts. There's the Mariners starting pitcher, presented by your New England Nissan dealers. King Felix is here today. 24th start of the year. 14-6 with a 3.11 earned run average. He's logged 150 and 2/3 innings. Got 145 Ks in those innings. And Betts will pop it up foul off to the right out of play.
One of the best pitches in all of baseball. You see his last time against the Red Sox. 6 innings in that game. Took the loss, giving up 7 hits and 4 earned runs. Very durable, just an incredible pitcher.
I would say that was one of the worst outings we have ever seen for Felix Hernandez.
Ever.
This is line foul, and really, you look at the numbers, it's not that bad. It's not like he gave up a bunch of runs, but still, I mean, you're so used to him dominating. As Betts, Holt, and Bogaerts here in the first inning, and Mookie toting a .267 average. 10 homers and 51 runs batted in. Up the middle and into center field. Mookie Betts starts the day with a base hit.
The Mariners defense is brought to you by DraftKings, and they are third best in the American League with only 60 errors on the season. Kyle Seager at third base. Ketel Marte at second. Robinson Cano at second base. Marte is at shortstop. Jesus Montero, the first baseman. Left to right, Franklin Gutierrez, Austin Jackson, and Nelson Cruz. And Mike Zunino doing the catching for Hernandez.
So Mookie Betts at first base with a leadoff single to begin things here in the bottom of the first inning, and it brings up Brock Holt. .277 with 2 homers and 32 runs batted in for Brock. And a foul off himself for strike one. Holt 2 for 6 in the ball game here last night. Game 1 of the series against the M's. Now started at second base, right field, third base, left field, shortstop, center field. Of course, the bulk of the time in the absence of Pedroia has been at second base for him. This marks the 36th game at second base.
And he'll see an assortment of pitches from Hernandez: the fastball, the curveball, the slider, a changeup, and a split-fingered fastball.
On the ground down the first base on a foul ball, retrieved by Montero. And keeping an eye on that Yankees Blue Jays game today. Yankees victorious last night in game 1 of that big American League East battle. And the Yankees today out to a 1-0 advantage over the Jays in the third inning. 1-2 to Brock Holt. Long pause for Hernandez. And finally time called.
8-3 in his career against the Red Sox, total with a 3.21 ERA. 3-1 here at Fenway Park.
29-year-old right-hander ready with a 1-2. And it's grounded back to Hernandez. Fires to second for 1, on to first for 2. Nicely done by Felix Hernandez to initiate that double play.
Yeah, very nice lead that he gave to Marte at the shortstop, covering second base. So watch Hernandez make this play on one big bounce and really lead his shortstop to the bag. Perfect throw. And that gave Marte a chance to double up Brock Holt, who runs very well down that first baseline.
You see so many pitchers who cannot do that, or not do it well anyway.
And he made it look easy. He did it properly. He took that proper crow hop step towards second base, gave him a good lead to the bag, and they complete the double play.
So 2 down here in the first inning, and it brings up Xander Bogaerts. 3-11, 3 homers and 54 runs batted in for Bogaerts. And a ground ball through the right side into right field, a base hit, and again Xander taking it the other way.
Yeah, Bogaerts picking up his first hit ever against Hernandez. He was 0 for 6 coming into that at bat. Jumps on the first fastball he sees for Hernandez, and the ground ball to the right side.
Well, David Ortiz homered off Felix Hernandez earlier this season when the Red Sox were in Seattle. Other than that win for the Red Sox and the loss for Hernandez. 9 more to go for 500 for Big Papi. .258, 25 home runs, 69 runs batted in. It's been a very good August so far for David Ortiz as Hernandez steps off, looks Bogaerts back to the bag. There's strike one. Now, lately for Felix Hernandez, 5-3 in his last 10 starts with a 2.78 earned run average. Record could be better with a little bit of run support. Leads the American League, tied for the Major League lead in wins with 14 on the year, even without a lot of that run support. Tied with Pittsburgh's Garrett Cole, who was 14-6, and the Cardinals' Michael Wacha, 14-4. Line to left, and that's in for a base hit. Big Papi taking it the other way. Bogaerts up to second base, and the Red Sox have something going with 2 down.
That's a nice job of hitting by Ortiz. It's an off-speed pitch. We'll look at the pitch sequence to David. In this at bat, only 3 pitches. He saw the fastball off right out of the chute, then he goes to the changeup and back to the changeup again, and Ortiz stays back on it and takes it to the opposite field for the base hit. So David now with a 7-game hitting streak, 13 for his last 24.
First and second, 2 down, and it brings up Travis Shaw, who's moved his way up the lineup now, hitting 5th in the Red Sox order, and why not? And producing, especially here at Fenway Park. 2 home runs in last night's game for Shaw. Now 4 on the season to go along with a .326 batting average. Felix Hernandez definitely falling into that category. Get to him early or not at all as he settles into his outings, and Red Sox have a chance here in the first inning. This one will get away, but not far enough for Bogaerts to try for third. Today's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Travis Shaw became the second Red Sox player in the last 100 years with 2 multi-home run games within his first 18 Major League games. George Scott being the other back in 1966. The Boomer. 2-0 pitch. And a ground ball to first base as to the backhand went Montero. Covering is Hernandez for the out that gets him out of the jam. Done with 1 without a score from friendly Fenway. Second inning back at Fenway Park as the Red Sox and Mariners are scoreless, and here is Robinson Cano to lead it off, former Yankee second baseman. .268 with 12 homers and 51 runs batted in. The number is certainly down. Not a normal Cano year. Swings at the 1-0 and grounds one out to the shortstop, Xander Bogaerts. Off the glove of Shaw, and it is backed up by Swihart, but reaching at first base is Cano. Looked like the throw was okay, but right off the glove, Shaw just didn't catch it.
Yeah, Shaw had to come off the bag to make that play, and then just didn't catch the baseball. There you see the fairly routine ground ball out to shortstop. Well played, and a long time to get rid of the ball, but the throw is going to sail on Bogaerts, and not able to be handled by Travis Shaw at first base. Looks like Shaw took his eye off the baseball. Let's see where the runner was, because he was going up the line. That's probably going to be an error on Bogaerts, I would think.
It is an error to the shortstop. It has Cano aboard, first base runner of the day for the Mariners. And here is former Cleveland Indian Franklin Gutierrez. Takes a pitch for a strike over the outside corner. Didn't think it was a strike, but Ryan Blakeney, home plate umpire, said it was. .303 average for Gutierrez. 5 homers and 14 runs batted in. Gutierrez spending time this year at AAA Tacoma. Called back up by the Mariners on June 24th. Been hitting at .317 at Tacoma. And told you earlier, he's hitting at .303 in the major leagues, and see what he's done recently. Hits it on the ground, left side. Bogaerts to his right, to second for 1, on to first for 2. So the error, not costly as it turns out. Xander could take care of things himself as he starts the 6-4-3 twin killing.
And that makes an infielder feel good. You know, when you mess one up and then you get an opportunity to erase that mistake with a double play, it's critical. And that's exactly what happens here. Bogaerts a couple of steps to his right. A good feed right there to Brock Holt, and Holt has plenty of time to turn over the double play. So now you can get the error out of your mind because it didn't hurt your ball club.
2 down for Austin Jackson, former Tigers center fielder. At .255, 6 homers and 30 runs batted in. Wade Miley coming into today's game 8-9 individually. Only behind 3-0. And there's a strike right down the middle. 3-1.
It's been a long time since a win for Miley. Back on July the 2nd against Toronto. Since then, a lot of no decisions for him.
No decisions the last 2 times out. Tampa Bay and at Detroit. Swinging a foul tip, El Nandu by Blake Swihart for strike 3. Second K for Miley. We're scoreless. TC. Who is your favorite Seattle Mariner of all time? Text Sox 1 for Ken Griffey Jr., Sox 2 for Felix Hernandez, Sox 3 for Edgar Martinez, Sox 4 for Ichiro. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. One message per vote. Visit NESN.com/terms for terms and conditions, as well as privacy policy.
That's a good question. A lot of big names on that list.
And a couple of them here today with Edgar Martinez, the hitting coach, now for the M's, and of course Felix Hernandez on the hill. We just saw Ichiro in Miami. This is driven to center field, back, and it is gone. Home run. Pablo Sandoval gets his 10th of the year, and the Red Sox take a 1-0 lead against Felix Hernandez. Straight away center field. Just did clear the fence.
Now Sandoval picks up his second career home run against Felix Hernandez. It looked to be a changeup that stayed up in the zone. You see it right there, and Sandoval jumps all over it, just below the letters. More of a line drive home run into the backdrop.
For every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Alltown will donate $500 to the Cystic Fibrosis Multiple Sclerosis Fund. Alltown is New England's premier healthier convenience retailer. Well, Pablo Sandoval with his 10th of the year, and the Red Sox on the board here. And a chance to score in the first, left two men on, and now they score here in the second inning. Rusney Castillo still banged up as he fouled a pitch off his foot last night. After that, Alejandro De Aza came into the game, and today he starts in the game, starting in left field. Elevates and chasing is De Aza. First strikeout for King Felix.
Yeah, Felix Hernandez follows up that breaking ball with a high fastball this time to De Aza. Up and away, and a tough pitch to lay off. And a tough pitch to hit.
14 home runs allowed this year by Felix Hernandez, and ironically 3 of the 14 have been hit by Red Sox. He's giving up a home run to begin this, the bottom of the second inning, and here is Blake Swihart. 243 with a home run, 15 runs batted in for the Red Sox catcher. Sharply hit left side and into left field. There's already the 5th Boston hit off Felix Hernandez today.
Yeah, and Swihart hits him very well. I mean, he's got 4 at-bats against him, and he's got 3 hits now against Felix. Takes the fastball to the opposite field right there, as you can see, and the ground ball between third and short for the base hit.
1 out, Swihart at first, and Jackie Bradley coming up. .203 with 2 homers and 10 runs batted in for Jackie. He has reached base via hit or walk in each of his last 7 games, and hit at .400 in the last 7 games. He's got a 4-game hitting streak coming in, 8 for his last 16, and he's really been very good at the plate. Calls for time, backs out.
Double check on the signs given by Butterfield down at third base for Bradley.
Fly ball center field. Austin Jackson going back at the wall. It is gone. Jackie Bradley Jr. with his 3rd home run of the year, 2nd home run of the inning for Boston, and the Red Sox take a 3-0 lead. Well, you don't see this every day against Felix Hernandez.
No, you don't, Don. You're exactly right. And both home runs in this inning have come on changeups that have been up in the zone. Certainly the one to Pablo Sandoval, and here we see another one that stays upstairs. About belt high, and Jackie Bradley to straightaway center field. The Red Sox, who scored a bunch last night, starting off that way again today.
Now, Mookie Betts tried to hold up, but he goes around. 2nd time through now for the Red Sox against Felix Hernandez. Well, Jackie Bradley Jr. making a statement offensively. That's with a single in the center field in the first inning. One now of 6 Boston hits already on the day through an inning and a third for Hernandez. Here comes another. That one into left field out of the reach of Marte. And Mookie Betts 2 for 2 today.
And 2 off-speed pitches for base hits for Mookie Betts. A changeup back in the first inning, and now the slider from Hernandez to pick up the base hit. Good job of plate coverage there by Mookie Betts. And you don't see this very often, where Hernandez is having these type of problems here in the first inning. First couple of innings, I should say. There's the slider again, and you'll see Betts cover the outside part of the plate and still able to hook that ball in the hole for the base hit.
It's a lot of contact here for the Red Sox in the early going against Felix Hernandez to the tune of 2 home runs so far. And this is the second inning, and it'll bring up Brock Hull. Your next fill-up could be free with Gulf's Oil's new rewards program, PowerPoints. Visit GulfPowerPoints.com to sign up and to start earning free gas. It's that easy. Check on first base, and Mookie Betts back to the bag.
14 steals for Betts on the season, caught 4 times.
Kind of a start and a stop at first base as the pitch will miss high for ball 1.
And you might want to keep the pressure on, too. You know, you got the early runs off Hernandez, and as you mentioned, Don, you don't want to let him settle down in the ball game. Keep the pressure on.
In there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Well, grounding into the 1-6-3 double play in the first inning. It's the signs from Brian Butterfield. Big lead as always for Betts at first base. There he goes. Hole with a swing and a miss, and no throw. A stolen base for Mookie Betts. That pitch was up and out of the zone. Gives you the idea a hit and run was in process.
Yeah, you would think so, but it'd be unusual to use the hit and run when you have a base stealer like Betts at first base. But they apparently do, because the swing is at a high fastball. Now, Betts never did look back, which leads me to believe that maybe it was a straight out steal, and Brock Holt just chased a high fastball.
One-two pitch on the ground left side, and through everybody. To third base goes Betts. Looked like Seager was going to get it, or Marte at the very least. Eludes them both. And it's now first and third with 1 out.
This is very strange. I think the shortstop, Marte, ended up getting blocked by the third baseman. When the third baseman dove for that ball, I think the shortstop lost sight of it. Or it kicked back to his right a little bit. That should go as a base hit.
First and third with 1 out. It is a base hit. The Red Sox now have 8 in the game. They had 7 off Hernandez last time, but this is just an inning and a third. There's Bogaerts. Swing that kind of eats him up, coming up and into him. David Ortiz on deck. Most hits allowed in an outing for Hernandez is 12 this season. Up and in again.
Now they've been watching Bogaerts go to the opposite field, and Hernandez saying, okay, try to take this pitch to the opposite field. First 2 pitches away inside to Bogaerts. The last fastball, Xander just gets the elbow out of the way, that right elbow. On
the ground, foul coming in again. Everything's been in. With runners in scoring position, Zender has been outstanding at .389. 49 RBIs. That's with Mookie Betts at third, Brock Holt at first, and one out here in the second inning. 20th pitch of the inning coming up here for Felix Hernandez. And it's a ground ball, base hit into right field. From third comes Mookie Betts. Heading to third is Holt. He'll get there without a problem. And the Red Sox take a 4-0 lead.
Now once again going to the opposite field is Bogaerts. And that pitch was up in the zone, but his hands get above the baseball and put it on the ground. That's real nice hitting there by Bogaerts. That ball inside part of the plate and high. Look at the hands, though, above the baseball and inside the baseball and driving it to the opposite field.
First and third. What has been a 4-run second inning to this point for the Red Sox. David Ortiz already got a hit today, as he singled to left field in the first inning. Breaking ball away. Not shifting on Ortiz here. They do play him to pull. On the ground, foul towards the photographer's well.
That was a running fastball that time, running right back in the hands of David Ortiz. Started out inside, then a little bit of movement on it, brought it farther inside to David. You can see really tying up that swing.
Swing and a miss. Ortiz fooled on that, and it's 1-2.
Elevates the fastball that time. Up about shoulder high and away from Ortiz. It looks good, but again, tough to hit.
Travis Shaw on deck. Right now, Ortiz, the 8th member of the Red Sox to bat here in the inning. Holt at third, Bogaerts at first. 40th pitch, and it's in tight to David. Hernandez coming in with 14 wins on the year. At 14-6, it has been a rocky effort for Lloyd McClendon to watch so far in this one. Runner goes at first on the 3-2, and Ortiz lifts it in the air to left field. Back there is Gutierrez to make the catch. Tagging at third is Holt. He will score the Red Sox 5th run of the day and of the inning. It's 5-0 Boston.
A good job there by David Ortiz. You stay away from the strikeout. If you make contact, something good might happen, and that time it did for David. It's the fly ball deep enough to left field on the curveball right here, as you can see, to get that run home. Not exactly the location that Hernandez wanted that curveball.
David picks up his 70th RBI of the year. Now Travis Shaw, 9th member of the Red Sox to bat here in the inning. Throw over and almost threw it away.
And Montero making a very nice play over at first base, keeping that ball from rolling down toward the top.
Shaw hits one high in the air to right center field. Over comes Austin Jackson to make the catch and to end the inning. But a 5-run second inning has the Red Sox on top 5-0. 5-0 Red Sox have the lead as a big bottom of the second inning for Boston, as Felix Hernandez has been touched for 5 runs on 9 hits with the first 2 innings today. And a home run for Jackie Bradley Jr. One of the 2 hit in the inning for Boston. Pablo Sandoval the other. As Mark Trumbo leads it off here now for the M's. Trumbo the DH, former Los Angeles Angel. 235, 5 homers, and 19 runs batted in. A little bit low, apparently. Pretty close pitch, and on 4 pitches down to first goes Trumbo. We'll take the family to Fenway one last time before summer is over with the Red Sox end of summer family pack from August 17th through August the 23rd. This package includes game tickets, free parking, a free duck boat ride to and from Fenway Park, a free hot dog and Coke. It's a great deal for the whole family. Again, our best wishes to John Farrell as well. He's at the ballpark this morning as he prepares for his first round of chemotherapy early next week. And Torey Lovullo back as the Red Sox interim manager after a win here last night and off to a good start today. Jesus Montero batting. John Farrell joking today before the game that it took him leaving the dugout for the Red Sox to put together some runs. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
Had some pretty good spirits this morning as he was in that Red Sox clubhouse prior to the ball game. Torey Lovullo making out the lineup card, going over it with John Farrell, and getting prepared for next week.
A strikeout here for Miley, his 3rd of the ball game, getting Jesus Montero.
Strikeout high for Miley on a season is 9. He did that against Miami in a no decision. Like a changeup that way that was foul tipped into the glove. Nice play by Swihart.
1 on, 1 out. Mike Zunino coming up here. 168, 10 homers and 26 runs batted in. For his last 26. On the ground, foul, sharply hit outside of third. DraftKings.com is paying out over $300 million this baseball season. DraftKings has given out $34 million to Boston residents alone since the site launched. Get your free entry into a one-day fantasy baseball contest today using promo code NESSN. Another foul ball outside of third. Zunino bats now with Ketel Marte waiting on deck. Skips in. Swihart picks it.
Nice job by Swihart. The fastball very tough to block, and he does a good job actually catching this ball on the bounce. You know, generally a breaking ball, you know it's going to bounce back to you. A changeup, fastball, changeup, curveball you expect in the dirt, but the fastball tough.
Runner goes, and a line drive base hit into left field for Zunino. So Trumbo just keeps on going. He will be stopped at third base. Stopping at first is Zunino, and it's 1st and 3rd now with 1 out for the Mariners.
Now Zunino probably wants the baseball. He had been 0 for 25 until that at bat. Zunino picking up the line drive base hit. You'll see it takes DeAza all the way to the left field wall. Runner holds up at third base in Trumbo, and Zunino has to hold up at first base as they get the ball back in quickly.
First and third, one away. Here is Marte, grounded out to third base in the first inning. Throw to first, and back to the bag is Zunino. You got to look at that Wade Miley move.
I can look at it, and I've looked at it all year, and I can't figure it out. I would be a one-way lead, one way back to the bag.
Marte down the line at third, over the glove of Sandoval and into the corner. Trumbo will score. As Zunino is stopped at third, it is an RBI double for Marte, and the Mariners are on the board. It's now 5-1 Boston.
Marte defensively has had a couple of balls go by him today. This is the changeup. There's the changeup grip. And right on it is Marte down that third base line. You see where Sandoval is. He's one step crossover and then the dive. Can't get to it, can't knock it down. And the run comes in.
Second and third, one out. And Kyle Seager coming up. Lined out to the center fielder, Mookie Betts, in the first inning, 0 for 1. Zunino at third, Marte at second. Run in here for the Mariners. And sharply hit on the ground, but foul. First inning, the Mariners put together hits. They didn't have one through the first two. Well, started with a leadoff walk to Mark Trumbo as Lloyd McClendon's group trying to get back here, chip away at what was a 5-run deficit coming into the inning. They got one back and looking for more now with runners at second and third.
We talked about the Seattle offense last night, last in the league in team batting average, 13th in the league in runs scored.
And a swing and a miss. Needed that. Strikes out Seager for the second out of the inning. Fourth strikeout for Wade Miley.
That went and out against a left-handed hitter. Left-handed pitcher goes to the slider off the outside part of the plate. And that's exactly where Miley gets it. Gets him to chase the pitch out of the strike zone.
Beacon Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. So Seager retired, but doesn't get much easier. Here's Nelson Cruz. Cruz did strike out in the first inning. One of the 4 strikeouts now for Wade Miley on the day.
Really been keeping that ball away from Cruz, too, in the first 2 at-bats.
Fouled off to the right, and it's 0-2.
And again, that defense shading Cruz to the opposite field in the outfield as they pitch him away. Fastball followed by a changeup. You see the positioning in the outfield to the opposite field.
Tried to get him to chase that pitch away. Inning started with a walk by Trumbo. Montero struck out, single by Zunino, and a double by Marte that brought in the first Mariners run of the day. Seager strikes out, 2 down, 2 on. And a ground ball left side. Bogarts from short left will go to third, and that's late. Run scores. In from third comes Zunino. And it's now 5-2. It's really the only thing Bogarts had a chance to do was go to third base.
Yeah, he had no other play at all. No chance at first base from how much distance he's got to cover just to get to this ball. So he tries to hit a moving target. Now you see Sandoval take a step to his left and backpedal to get to the bag. He can't get there in time. And even if he was there in time, I'm not sure they would have had the runner Marte at third base. And Sandoval taking that step to the left and trying to get back to the bag as quickly as possible. Marte sliding to the home plate side of the third base bag to avoid the tag.
Carl Willis, pitching coach, out there to talk to Wade Miley with 2 down here in the 3rd inning. Mariners getting 2 runs back so far. I want to remind you to tune in Tuesday and Wednesday to Nesson for coverage of the WEEI Nesson Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon, presented by Arbella Insurance Foundation, the sponsor in part by your Eastern Lexus dealers. Two outs, runners at first and third, and here is Robinson Cano. Now reaching on an error by Xander Bogaerts in the 2nd inning, a throwing error. Marte at third, Cruz crossed the diamond at first. 2-0. Strike over the outside corner, and it's 2-1.
A little bit of a gift that time right there. Cano knowing that ball was a little bit outside. The breaking ball, a slider from Miley. But Miley gets the benefit of the doubt.
On the ground up the middle, Brock Holt on the backhand will go to second, and the force out there. Nice play by Holt, and Bogaerts to cover to end the inning. 2 runs for the M's, 5-2 Boston. You could win a Ford Escape, a Can-Am Spyder, $5,000 in cash, or other great instant prizes. Visit a participating Irving Oil, irvingfund.com for details. And Sandoval drilled by Hernandez. And Sandoval hitting a home run off Felix earlier this year. Hits one off him today. And gets hit here in this at-bat to begin the inning. And he is in some pain on the arm, it appears. Brad Pearson, the trainer, out there to check on him. Are the 2 home runs off Felix this year, one at Safeco Field in Seattle, and one here today. 2 of the 10 home runs that Sandoval has on the year.
Now the question becomes, is it intentional? And I really don't believe so. I think he's trying to get that fastball inside to Sandoval, and it gets him on the elbow. You can see Hernandez right now just waiting for Sandoval. They'll probably tell him, my bad.
7th batter that he has hit this season.
Got him right on the elbow, the right elbow it looked like. One more look from the side, a fastball inside, and right off the right elbow. Very painful spot to get hit.
Looks like Pablo's going to stay in the game, at least for now. So a leadoff hit batter here in the 3rd inning. The Red Sox on top 5-2. And Hernandez there just acknowledging over in the direction of Pablo that he didn't mean to do it.
Well, that's a good example right there of a guy that didn't mean to hit him. I mean, you're telling him, asking him if he's all right.
There is Alejandro De Aza, struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. Well, the success that the Red Sox have had this year against Hernandez, you wonder a little bit about perhaps Carl Willis's influence here, and maybe he's in his head a little bit. Of course, Carl Willis was his pitching coach for a short time in Seattle with Eric Wedge at the helm. He knows Felix Hernandez pretty well. 1-0 pitch is outside, 2-0. Pablo gains his lead, held on by Montero. Strike call. De Aza didn't think so as he spins out of the box.
De Aza that time was kind of diving over home plate. That ball ended up on the inside part of the plate and was a strike. Inside corner. Catcher has to reach over to make the catch.
Aza batting now. Blake Swihart waits on deck. Red Sox batting here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. In the air to right field, down the line towards the corner, and that ball is gone. Alejandro De Aza with a 2-run home run puts the Red Sox on top 7-2. So the hit batsman precedes the 3rd home run given up today by King Felix.
Now this is very unusual to see Felix Hernandez being hit around like he is today by the Boston Red Sox. Tries to sneak a fastball by him inside, and De Aza cleans it out right down that right field line.
Eighth time that he has given up 3 or more home runs in a game. As the pitch in there for a strike. Hugs all the way around here for De Aza. Red Sox leading by 5 now. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball that time. So 3 home runs on the day for Boston. Sandoval, Jackie Bradley Jr. and more recently Alejandro De Aza. In there for strike 3, freezes Swihart. First out of the 3rd inning. Second strikeout for Hernandez.
That's pretty nasty right there. You say, why me? I mean, everybody else is getting a base hit or something, and he drops the curveball in a perfect spot down and away from Swihart. That starts off way off the outside part of the plate and picks up the corner and down.
One down for Jackie Bradley Jr., who homered in the 2nd inning. Now rifles one foul off to the left out of play. Sandoval still banged up after being hit in the elbows. Brad Pearson will follow him down the tunnel. Bradley now down the left field line. Over goes Gutierrez, and that ball will fall fair. Ended up landing to his right, and into second base goes Bradley with his 2nd extra base hit of the day.
Now, certainly unfamiliar with that corner down in left field, which is a very difficult place to play. And you see how far Gutierrez has to go for this ball as it's slicing away from him. He looks to the wall and see how much room he's got. He thinks it's going to be off the wall. It actually bounced, I believe, before it got to the wall. And I think a couple more steps and he's got a chance to make that play. Instead, Jackie Bradley Jr. with a double.
Red Sox now with 11 hits in the game. And here is Mookie Betts, who has 2 so far today. That's with a single in the center field in the 1st inning, single to left in the 2nd inning. Bottom of the zone for strike 1. Inning started with Sandoval being hit by a pitch. De Aza, a 2-run home run. Swihart struck out looking. Now Jackie Bradley Jr. with a double. And at second base with 1 away. Breaking ball kind of slipped out of his hand. First action we've seen in the pen. Danny Farquhar is up. Just recalled today by the Mariners back to the major league roster. Ball 4, and Betts aboard for the 3rd time today. Well, Monday is Kids Lunchbox Giveaway night at Fenway Park, presented by Kuman. All kids in attendance will receive a free lunchbox. Visit redsox.com/promos for more info to purchase your tickets now.
Well, Don, I don't think I've ever seen anything like this against Hernandez. You saw the game earlier this season where he gave up the 4 runs against Boston, but
nothing like this.
Nothing like this. See the catcher right there before the De Aza home run telling Hernandez to keep that front shoulder in. He was flying open a little bit, and maybe that's one of the reasons for lack of control.
One down here in the inning with runners at first and second, and Brock Holt, the batter. Holt with a single his last time up, 1 for 2. Line to right field, and that's going to get in. Bradley being waved around. He will score. Coming around from first base is Betts. He will score. 2-run double for Brock Holt. 9-2. Red Sox on top. And here comes Lloyd McClendon. 9 runs allowed today, the most this season by Hernandez. And it'll be the end of his day. Just don't ever see this. Pitching change from Fenway. 9-2 Red Sox. The Dunkin' mobile app and enroll any DD card and perks right on the app. Message and data rates may apply. For full terms of use, visit DunkinDonuts.com. Red Sox Nation runs on Dunkin'. Now, Felix Hernandez has only given up 9 runs 3 times in his entire career. And today is the 3rd.
Not a good example, Don, where even the greats have off days, and it was certainly well off today for Hernandez.
Slow roller down the third baseline. Deep was Seager, and he's got no play. Infield hit for Xander Bogaerts, who's 3 for 3 today.
Right now, everything going the Red Sox way. A big swing and a little dribbler down that third baseline, and no play at all for Kyle Seager at third base. He'll fake the throw to first base, see if he can catch the runner rounding third base, but nobody there anyway. But even a guy like Hernandez, who come out today and just couldn't seem to find a pitch that would work for him. His fastball didn't seem to have the life on it it normally does. His changeup was up in the zone.
Now David Ortiz, 8th member of the Red Sox to bat in this inning. This call to the bullpen brought to you by Kia. Danny Farquhar into the game. As mentioned earlier, just called up by the Mariners. Back with the big league team. 26th appearance of the year, 0-3 with a 6.23 ERA. Opponents sitting at 301 against Farquhar. High strike call has David Ortiz looking back at Blakeney, the home plate umpire. Still only 1 out in the inning. Fly ball to center field for Big Poppy. Back towards the triangle. Austin Jackson makes the catch right by the 420 marker. And for the second time in 2 days, Ortiz has taken a ball to the triangle that ends up and out.
He's had bad direction, hasn't he, the last couple of days? Going in the big part of the ballpark outside the 420. And it's able to be run down out there by Austin Jackson, but the good, solid, hard contact by Ortiz picks up his second RBI of the day, second on a sacrifice fly, 1 to left field, 1 to center field. very deep center field.
And David frustrated. Red Sox taking a 10-2 lead now. So that is the book on Felix Hernandez, as that run is charged to him on the sac fly. 10 runs in 2 1/3 innings. Here's a fly ball out to center field. Jackson took a weird route, and now coming from left is Gutierrez to make the catch. It ends the inning. The Red Sox scored 5 in the second, now 5 in the third to lead it 10-2. Top of the fourth inning as the Red Sox enjoy a 10-2 lead now over the Seattle Mariners. Franklin Gutierrez leading it off here for the M's. Bounced into a 6-4-3 double play in the second inning. And the long wait for Wade Miley. The Red Sox got 5 in the second. They get 5 in the third. He doesn't mind. He's got an 8-run lead. He did give up 2 runs in his last inning of work in the top of the third inning.
Yeah, it's like, you know, when I'm pitching, I'm going to pitch quick, but when you're hitting, you just take your time.
Falls behind here 3-1. Some changes for the Red Sox. Brock Holt going from second base to third to replace Pablo Sandoval, hit in the elbow as he leaves the game. And now Josh Rutledge at second base. Fly ball foul off to the right.
Is the reason Sandoval had to leave the ball game. The fastball that got inside and away from Hernandez, right off the right elbow of Sandoval. Of course, that being his throwing arm.
Fouled off to the right, out of play. Told you we keep an eye on that Yankees Blue Jays game. Tied 1-1 in the 6th inning at the Rogers Center today.
They've had a couple of close ones, haven't they?
Yes, low scoring. Well, what Miley wanted to do there, he walks a leadoff hitter for the second straight inning. With award-winning customer service that puts you first, Eastern Bank is here to make your banking and your day easier. See how at easternbank.com. Here, your first Eastern Bank. Franklin Gutierrez, the leadoff walk to begin things here in the 4th inning. We'll check on him, and he's back to the bag safely. Austin Jackson, a strikeout victim in the 2nd inning. Strike 2. Close, but a little bit low that time. On the ground to deep short. Bogaerts jumps into the air to second for one. On to first. Looked like they were going to turn it. Beating it out apparently is Jackson. We'll see if Torey Lovullo will challenge this or not.
Original look, I thought they had a double play. A very strong throw here by Rutledge at second base. But I think unless his foot is off the bag, I think they got the double play. That's a heck of a play by both Bogaerts and a very strong throwing arm by Rutledge at second. Bogaerts with the jump throw, and then right over the top comes Rutledge with a little extra on it. Take another look.
He's out.
He's out. He's out there. Don and I have made our decision. Out. OUT.
He's very out.
Yeah, he's way out.
Crowd sees that, and so do the umpires. 6-4-3 on the second twin killing of the day. Two down now in the 4th inning. So leadoff walk not costly for Miley. And it brings up Mark Trumbo. Walked and scored in the 3rd inning. He walked to lead off that inning. Strike on the outside corner. On the ground up the middle, Bogaerts off the glove. It'll end up into shallow left center field. And Trumbo on with 2 outs.
Xander got caught in between that time. Do I charge the ball or do I go back on it? And once you go back on it, it becomes a much more difficult play. You get that extra hop with spin on it. And right on top of the glove of Bogaerts.
Runner first in Trumbo. Montero the batter. And blocked there by Swire. Wasn't sure where it was. Now trying to take off, and doing so successfully is Trumbo. Not a great throw there by Swihart, and it pulled Rutledge off the bag.
And Trumbo had to be absolutely positive that he could make it too in this situation, down by 8 runs in the ball game, and no problem getting to second base.
Trumbo got credit for a base hit, and now at second base with a wild pitch. In scoring position with 2 down as Montero evens a count of 1-1. Center fielder Mookie Betts over towards right center field. Well off the line and left is De Aza. bouncing in again. Two and two.
Good change up that time by Miley had the Montero completely fooled. Did not expect to get the off-speed pitch in that count. Did get it, and very off-balance swing.
Did he go? No, says Mark Rippinger, the first base umpire. I think he did.
Do you really?
Yes.
No, you're kidding. You serious?
He went around. His intent was to swing. 3-2 is in the air to shallow center field. And Betts coming in and makes the catch out there that ends the inning. They leave a runner at second. 10-2 Red Sox. Good things happen. Watch out. Good things are happening to local people at easternbank.com/good things happen. 10-2. Red Sox have the lead over the Mariners. Farquhar back on the mound here for Seattle. Came in the third inning. As Josh Rutledge here leading it off.
I love, Don, your intent to swing. Yeah. I love that, because if that was the case, you'd have called a swing on me in the batter's box, because my intent was always to swing.
Well, I mean, he wanted to swing, and I thought he went far enough. So I don't know. I guess probably not in the true rules of the game. But well,
just by watching it, I didn't think that he did go. But you're tough. I mean, if you were a first or third base umpire, we'd have some issues.
I think everybody up.
Yeah, everybody's
wanted to swing. It was close enough.
Tough.
There's ball four. Rutledge gets himself a leadoff walk to begin things here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Well, I got a chance. I'd like to send out some birthday wishes to a longtime Red Sox fan. Happy birthday to John Karras, who turned 87 today.
Lead runner on for the Red Sox here in the 4th inning. Brings up Alejandro De Aza. Struck out in the 2nd, homered in the 3rd. Well, the reliever Farquhar here is going to get a visit from his pitching coach. Tough day today for the starter for the Mariners, Felix Hernandez. His pitching line brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. Lasted just 2 1/3, 12 hits, 10 runs. Walked a batter, struck out 2. All the runs are earned runs today. He was looking for his 15th win of the year. 59 pitches, 44 strikes. Red Sox with a 10-2 lead here as they bat in the bottom of the 4th inning. 3rd shortest outing of his career. And again, Lloyd McClendon having to get into that bullpen early. 1 on, nobody out. 2-0 pitch is called a strike. Very generous. Fouled off over by the Red Sox dugout and into it. Blake Swihart on deck. Nobody out in the Boston 4th inning. Montero holding on Rutledge at first base. There he goes, and another foul ball by the dugout. Well, tomorrow on a food-themed episode of Nesson Clubhouse, Gary tries out some world-famous Cincinnati Skyline chili. We get some toothbrushing tips, and I take the hot seat on small talk for the very first time. Catch it all on Nesson Clubhouse tomorrow at noon, presented by Delta Dental of Massachusetts.
Boy, loaded with Nesson talent tomorrow.
Line and picked at second base, still an out to be had, and it's at first. As Cano stayed with it, could not field it cleanly on the hot shot, but he does get De Aza.
You don't want to miss Nesson Clubhouse tomorrow because you get to see Gary brush his teeth and you get to see you do the sprinkler. I mean, what more could you want in the show?
There's a lot going on in the show tomorrow, so we hope you'll watch Nesson Clubhouse.
This might be the most watched.
Skyline chili, but
did you have it?
Yeah, it was actually really good.
How'd you do after?
And then about an hour later, you know, no, it was good.
Out to left center field, and this one's going to be a gapper. One hops the wall. Rutledge being waved around. Hill scored as a double for Swihart, and the Red Sox lead at 11-2.
A couple of hits for Swihart today. Had one against Hernandez earlier back in the 2nd inning. Now picks up the double in his 3rd at bat to drive in a run. Picks up his 16th RBI of the season. Red Sox offense has been on fire in this series. Rutledge coming around to score after he drew the walk to lead off the inning.
Now Jackie Bradley Jr. will take a pitch for a strike over the inside corner. Homered in the 2nd, doubled in the 3rd. His home run, his 3rd of the year. Look at his 5-game hitting streak, 10 for his last 18 at the plate. I would have to say, Jerry, this is the best stretch we have seen from him offensively in his career.
And it's a good thing to see, too, because all he needs is confidence. You know, I mean, it's been such a tough go offensively. And then when you get some success at the major league level, you can run with it. He's done it in the minor leagues.
Swing and a miss, and he strikes out here for the 2nd out of the inning. First strikeout for Farquhar.
Pretty good breaking ball that time from Farquhar to pick up the strikeout. Goes to the curveball. And actually bounces before it gets in the glove of Zunino, the catcher.
Two down. Swihart at second base. Back up top for Mookie Betts. He's been on base 3 times, 2 singles and a walk today.
Do a little dance for him.
Up the middle, but Cano is there. The second baseman's throw in time to end the inning. Red Sox tack on yet another run, lead it 11-2. When you demand performance and action on the job site. 11-2. Red Sox have the lead over the Mariners. Like Zunino leading it off. It's a fly ball to center field. Betts had started back, but he's there to make the catch. Send it down to Gary.
Guys, we know they've made quite a formidable 9-1 turnaround in the lineup. Jackie Bradley Jr. to Mookie Betts. They're one heck of a little duo out on the outfield. I need to get your opinion because you guys have seen countless outfield trios, and specifically I'm talking about this duo, Mookie and JBJ. I approached them with what I thought was a pretty sensible statement before the game saying, you know, you guys, the way you cover ground, you're probably some of the fastest in terms of covering ground outfielders in the big leagues, and both Mookie and Jackie Bradley Jr. shot down the notion that they were fast, quote unquote, but they did acknowledge that they were quick to react, quick to the ball. JBJ even shot down the notion that they were in the top 50% of fast outfielders. They did acknowledge the fact that they can cover ground, which I guess there is a difference between being fast and being quick, and they acknowledge that they are both quick to react and quick to cover ground. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but from down here, they look fast and quick.
I would agree with Gary. I mean, you know, they are both very fast. There's no question. Mookie Betts is a very fast guy, and so is Jackie Bradley, but they are also very quick, and their instincts are what, to me, makes them great outfielders. And I really do mean great. I mean, you know, they get jumps on the baseball that are just incredible, and the one that surprises me the most, obviously, is Mookie Betts, because he moved from second base to the outfield, and it made a seamless move out there with a lot of work, obviously. And Bradley, to me, is he's just one of the best that I've ever seen in the outfield. So, I mean, you've got the combination of a lot of things. You've got speed, you've got quickness, you've got instincts, getting proper jumps on the ball, reading the hitters. All that is learning at the major league level. And you can see him shifting around for different hitters on different counts. That's a great thing to see.
Kyle Seager swing at the first pitch in the air to shallow left. Ayaza puts it away, and Wade Miley has a 1-2-3 fifth inning. Red Sox have an 11-2 lead. The 75 season in their 116th game, the Red Sox lost to the A's 4-3. Carlton Fisk hit a 2-run home run for the Red Sox in that game. Brock Holt leading it off here in the home half of the fifth inning. Red Sox on top 11-2. And a fly ball down the left field line. Gutierrez over to make the catch. A little easier play this time. He's had some trouble out there in the left field corner. Not this time.
I'm going to jump out there and say that 75 team's going to win the pennant.
Think so? You got a good feeling about it?
I'm going to jump out and say that. You mentioned Fisk home run. I believe that in the World Series he's going to hit one. That's going to be a big home run. But I predict they will not win the World Series.
Think it's going to go 7?
I think it's going to go 7. It's going to be a long series. It's going to be delayed a lot by rain, and I just have that feeling.
One down in the fifth inning. Xander Bogaerts 3 for 3 already in this game. 3 singles. You know, the way that season started, the way things were going, I couldn't imagine them getting to the World Series.
No, they didn't start off
like
that
they
good.
Lost every day.
Yeah.
I mean, we were doing this checking in every day thing. Well, you want to stay with us right after the third out of this inning for a special behind-the-scenes look at what happens in between innings. It's like being right here at the ballpark. Check it out at the end of this inning. To left field, Gutierrez is there again. 2 down. And the first 2 putouts here at the bottom of the fifth inning. That'll bring up David Ortiz. Single in the first, sac fly in the second, and then again in the third. 2 RBIs today, 71 now on the season. Ground foul down by the tarp area. Right now, Ace Ticket has super savings on all Red Sox tickets. Tickets start at just $9, and New York Yankees tickets start at just $33. Supplies are limited. Visit aceticket.com right now for super savings. 1-2 is skied to left. Back goes Gutierrez at the wall. It's going to be off the scoreboard. Off his glove, and Austin Jackson will get it back in. But a 2-out double for David Ortiz.
It has to be a good feeling for David Ortiz the way he is swinging the bat right now. Now there he gets underneath. Looked like an off-speed pitch that time and just plants it off that left field wall, off the scoreboard area. But, you know, when you're swinging the bat well, everything seems to go right. You know, instead of falling a little bit short and being caught out there, it does reach the scoreboard, and Ortiz at second base with the double. When you're scuffling, those become outs.
Now 2 down, Big Papi at second base, and a ground ball right side to Robinson Cano. That'll wrap up the 5th inning. We're through 5. It's 11-2 Boston. Don't go anywhere. Let's stay in the park. A beautiful summer day in Boston. In between innings over as we start this top of the 6th inning. 11-2. Red Sox on top. 11 runs, 15 hits, an error for Boston. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Seattle. The series so far has been all Boston. Nelson Cruz with an RBI single his last time up. There's a strike right at the bottom of the zone. Into the 6th inning is Wade Miley. Next pitch should be the 80th of his outing.
Change up that time from Miley on the 3-1 count. Looked like Cruz was taking all the way.
It was ball 4, so a leadoff walk. That is the 3rd time today that Miley has allowed a leadoff walk. Now vote for the Amica Pitcher of the Week at NESN.com/Amica and enter to win a $100 gift card from NESN to the Yawkey Way team store. Lead runner on here for the Mariners brings up Robinson Cano. Reached on an error committed by Bogaerts, throwing error back in the 2nd, and on a fielder's choice. That's amazing. The Red Sox have done very well against aces this year. There's been no doubt about that. Facing Felix Hernandez again today. They've dealt losses to Sonny Gray, who's first in ERA entering today. Scott Kazmir is second. Archer, who is fifth twice. And is flipping to first base is Miley for the out on Cano as Cruz takes second base. Wade Miley's pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. 5 1/3, 4 hits, 2 runs. He's walked 3, struck out 5. So 1 out, runner at second base, and brings up Franklin Gutierrez. Bounced into the 6-4-3 double play in the second. Walked in the 4th inning. Yankees have jumped ahead 2-1 of the Blue Jays in the 7th inning at the Rogers Center in Toronto.
Why not?
I don't know. I always try to pick it up and I just can't.
Tell by the velocity of it.
That's all I know.
Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Red Sox winning last night 15-1, have an 11-2 lead today. Action in the pen for the Mariners as Joe Beimel, the veteran lefty, up and warming. Their starter today, Felix Hernandez, lasting 2 1/3 innings. Nelson Cruz walked to begin the inning. Second base with 1 out. Wrap foul. Toyo Tires, the official tire of the Boston Red Sox. Whether you're taking your truck off-road, kids to practice, or your sports car to its limits, there's a Toyo Tire for you. Visit toyotires.com to find a dealer near you. Swing and a miss. Gutierrez strikes out for the 2nd out of the inning. It's time for a game break brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Tom? All right, Tom, thanks very much. 2 down here in the 6th inning with Nelson Cruz at second base. Austin Jackson batting. He's had the misfortune of striking out and grounding into his 6-4-3. Sprays that foul and is down 0-2.
Nice block that time by Swihart behind the plate, getting the breaking ball, and they anticipate that down in the dirt. Sometimes that becomes an easier pitch to block. Not that any of them are easy.
As the arm's out of the way, it strikes out. Back-to-back Ks for Miley, 7 in all. It's 11-2 Boston. Lesson is brought to you by Infinity. Visit your local Boston area Infinity retailer for a test drive today. Digital Federal Credit Union. See what DCU can save you. And by the Kia Sorento. On to the bottom of the 6th inning back at Fenway Park. Beautiful day in Boston. 11-2. Red Sox on top, out hitting the Mariners 15-4. Josh Rutledge leading it off here for Boston against the new Mariners pitcher, Joe Beimel. And so for Danny Farquhar, 40th appearance for Beimel, 2-1 with a 3.16 ERA. Opponent sitting at 256 against the left-hander. Beimel's 27 of his 39 previous outings have been scoreless. Came up on May 4th, beginning the year, AAA Tacoma. Strike called, and it's 2-1.
Very high number Beimel wears, number 97 on his back. You would think there would be a meaning to that, right?
That's kind of high otherwise.
Yeah.
Spring training high.
It's even high for spring training, right?
Ball 4 and a leadoff walk here allowed by Beimel. Now, fans, it's the final weekend. Upload a video of your backyard ballpark for a chance to win the best backyard ballpark in New England contest. Visit NESN.com/ballparks and upload your video today. Jerry and I will determine the winner and even visit the backyard in person. Enter today at NESN.com/ballparks.
Tell you, that one's pretty sweet right there.
That is.
I don't know. You know, there's a lot of others we got to look at, but that's a fairly big one too.
Alejandro De Aza homered in the 3rd inning. 2-run shot. 7th home run of the year. RBIs 31, 32. Picks up the outside corner, and it's 0-2.
Now, this backyard ballpark, it doesn't have to be Fenway, right? I mean, it just could be a ballpark.
Could be any ballpark at all.
So we're going to be looking for, you know, manicured grass and all kind of stuff.
I bet you there's a lot of Fenway parks, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Somebody just mentioned there's a gorgeous one up in Bangor, Maine, that maybe would be a winner. We'll see.
One hopper that gets through. Montero at first base into right field. Rutledge heads to 3rd. Into 2nd goes De Aza. 2nd and 3rd with nobody out here in the 6th inning.
And De Aza on base a couple of times. Actually, one time cleared the bases with a home run back in the 3rd inning to drive in 2. And we'll see how they score this at first base. Looked like a ball that could have been handled by Montero as he's playing behind the runner. Kind of misplayed that ball. Just a shuffle step to his left, and the ball came up on him a little bit, but I would think it'd probably be an error.
Up the middle into center field, a base hit for Blake Swihart. Scoring is Rutledge, and the Red Sox take a 12-2 lead. 3rd hit of the day, 2nd RBI for Swihart. They did charge an error on the first baseman, Montero.
So a walk, an error, and the base hit. Swihart picking up his 3rd hit of the day. So the bottom of the lineup cleaning up a little bit. De Aza with a home run. Swihart with 3 hits. Jackie Bradley with 2, including a 2-run home run.
2nd 3-hit game of the year for Swihart. 4th AB of the day for Jackie Bradley Jr. And he will take ball 1.
Suppose this ballpark is like a long way away. I mean, do we get to stay overnight?
We will travel.
But do we get to stay overnight?
Oh, I don't at the people's house. I don't
know.
know.
No, not at the house.
Hi, we're here and we're staying. What's with all the bags?
I don't think they want us in their house. I'm talking about in a hotel.
Yeah, I think so. I think it can be done.
The per diem and all that stuff.
I don't know about that.
We got to eat.
The question is, do they let us in the house? That's always been my question. I know we're allowed in the backyard, but we show up and they go.
Well, I would guess if they're applying to be a winner in this contest, that they probably will allow us if they win to come. It's kind of like selling your house and you got people walking all through it.
Right.
You know.
And we like to eat, just in case anybody's wondering if you may win. I want to add that. Perhaps what they would be serving might have to do with whether or not they win. It will be fun, though.
I'm looking forward to it.
We'll sort through them on Monday. Fly ball out towards deep left center field for Bradley, and that ball is high off the wall. Piazza scores. Swihart will be stopped. It's an RBI double for Jackie Bradley Jr. He's got a 3-hit day, and the Red Sox lead it 13-2.
Have a day, Jackie Bradley. 3 hits on the day, 2 doubles, a home run, 3 RBIs now for Bradley as he finds the top of the left field wall, going to the opposite field. This time against the left-hander, gets the fastball that stays up a little bit above the belt. And nice job going to the opposite field by Bradley.
Where has this offense been all year long?
Been waiting for last night and today, I guess.
So second and third with still nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Mookie Betts has been on base 3 times today. 2 hits, a walk, 2 runs scored. He went around, according to Mark Rippinger.
See, I don't think so.
I think he did. Down low, 1-1. What is the actual definition of?
I have no idea. I just go by
feel.
Yeah, exactly.
If it goes far enough.
I mean, I
how far
got to
is too
tell you,
far?
if I was a manager and you were a first base umpire,
I would throw you out.
you would have me out of the game very quickly because everything is a swing to you.
Terry, get your stuff, head to the shower. Pitch down and in. I might even eject you before the game starts. Sure, you're out.
You know, it's been a long time since I've seen that, where an umpire has thrown out a manager before the game even starts. That used to happen quite a bit.
Oh, yeah, because
with carryover from the night before.
Oh, yeah, and managers used to bring the lineup every time. Now it's
Yeah.
like once a series or not at all sometimes.
I kind of miss that because you just have to really watch, you know, when they're exchanging lineup cards.
Could be action. Ground ball to shortstop. Marte will go to first base, and another run will score. Red Sox take a 14-2 lead.
Now with replay, you really don't even see many arguments at all in baseball. It's really taken the argument, which is not a bad thing.
No,
because most of the time, a lot of the time, it was totally out of frustration by a player or a manager.
Sometimes it was just a show.
Oh, I've seen those. Brutal. Brutal.
Did you ever buy the theory that a manager would get his team fired up by getting tossed?
Nope. I play for guys I hope they get thrown out. Leave us alone.
Get him out of here.
Yeah. Throw him out. I told you the Ralph Houck story, right?
I'm not sure.
Oh, it was right here at Fenway, and Houck was gonna. He had the same routine that he'd go through, like every time he came out to argue, you know, where he'd kick the dirt and throw his hat and all this stuff, and it was like the same act every time. And so I think Davey Phillips was the umpire at second base, and he comes out at second for a play, and nothing is coming out of his mouth.
Not talking.
Nothing. He's faking like he's talking, but nothing's coming out. He's going through all this stuff, and so Davey looks at me and goes, "What am I supposed to do with this guy?" I said, "Throw him out of the game. He wants to get thrown out. Throw him out." So he did. He eventually threw him out.
For saying nothing.
He said nothing. He said he was just going through his act. You know. I said I'm really sick of seeing this act. You know. So
awesome.
Throw him out.
How long did you play for Ralph Howe?
Hey, a couple of years, I guess. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure the number of years, but yeah, he had that same routine that he had it with the Yankees, had it here in Boston. When he really got hot, he'd take the hat and he'd throw it on the ground and kick it, you know, and dust would be coming up all over the place. And that's when he really wanted to go. So as soon as you saw that, just throw him out.
There's no more of that, really.
No. Some of the classics were Earl Weaver. I mean, classics.
Great.
I had one right here at Fenway. I was with the Angels, and Dick Williams was the manager of the Angels. So they was complaining all day long about balls and strikes. This was going on for 4 or 5 innings. So finally, Dick comes out to the mound, and he's just waiting for the umpire to come out. And the umpire says to him, he says, Dick, he says, if you open your mouth one more time, he says, you're out of the game. So Williams goes, didn't say a word, just opened his mouth. You're out of here.
Kept to his word.
Yeah.
That's what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Now heading out there is Lloyd McClendon as the Red Sox have added 3 more, lead at 14-2. Pitching change from Fenway. (14-2). Red Sox have lead over the Mariners with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Mariners on to their 4th pitcher of the day as Xander Bogaerts bats here with runners at first and second. Hits a fly ball to center field. Austin Jackson into right center will make the catch. Tagging and heading for third base is Jackie Bradley Jr., and he gets there. We'll join Billy Costa and Jenny Johnson at the Marshfield Cask and Flagon on Tuesday, August 25th for their summer soiree. There will be a margarita and taco bar, live entertainment, silent auction, and live raffle. All proceeds benefit the Magical Moon Foundation. Tickets can be purchased at the door on August 25th at the Cask and Flagon in Marshfield. Here is David Ortiz, who has singled, doubled, had 2 sacrifice flies in the game. Joe Beimel responsible for the 2 men on. Now the Mariners go into a shift. They were not shifting earlier on David. Popped up foul ground. Seager going as far as he can by the dugout. Won't have a play. Rob Rasmussen into the game, his 8th appearance, 1-1, ERA of 12. Opponent sitting at 379 against Rasmussen. Allowed a solo home run here last night as the pitch misses up and away. Wired from the Toronto Blue Jays. For right-handed pitcher Mark Lowe. There's a base hit for Ortiz into center field. Third hit of the day for Big Papi. Run will score as the throw goes towards third. David Ortiz with another RBI. David with 3 on the day, and Red Sox lead it 15-2.
Now, earlier in the season, you wouldn't see David do that, right? I mean, he tried to pull it through the shift. Now he just reaches out and finds that vacant hole at shortstop as they're in the shift. So Ortiz is done for the day after this last base hit and RBI.
So that is the day for David as Garen Cicchini takes over for him at first base. First pitch strike in there to Travis Shaw. Cicchini called up today with Stephen Wright on the 7-day concussion list. So they added him to the roster prior to the ball game and playing a lot of left field for the Pawtucket Red Sox. Ground ball to short, picked by Marte to second for the force out. That puts an end to the inning, but the Red Sox get 4 more, take a 15-2 lead. (15-2). Red Sox have the lead over the Seattle Mariners. 7th inning, and Mark Trumbo taking strike 1 from Wade Miley. Trumbo's 3rd plate appearance of the day, a walk, a single so far. Pitch 96 for Wade Miley. 7 strikeouts today from Miley. Walk 3. Only blemish back in the 3rd inning. A couple of runs for the Mariners. Tomorrow at 6, tune in to the Ultimate Red Sox Show presented by AAA. TC will have a special look at Red Sox knuckleballer Stephen Wright. Tune in tomorrow night at 6 right here on NESN. Trumbo lines it foul. Well, don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings live right after the game. TC and Tim Wakefield will break down today's game. You'll hear from Wade Miley. Whatever, whenever, wherever. Who but WB Mason? Even 100 pitches now for Wade Miley. Trumbo acquired by Seattle, part of a 6-player trade with Arizona. Popped up foul off to the right now. Carl Willis on the phone. Looks like we may have our first action in the Red Sox pen.
Yeah, they get to that magic number, about 100 pitches, and it's time to get somebody loose. Tommy Lane. First off the bullpen bench.
Foul back, still 3-2. Swinging a foul tip, held on to, no. Ended up hitting the dirt.
You know, Don, we were questioning the number 97, the Joe Bimo. Got a lot of tweets about it. That is the year that his first child was born.
Aha, explains
So
the
that
97.
explains the 97. Thank you out there for the information.
Out to right center field. And from right comes Bradley for the first out of the 7th inning. Trumbo retired. Arbella Insurance Foundation is the proud presenting sponsor of the WEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon. Arbella donates $50 for every strikeout thrown by a Sox pitcher, up to $100,000. Arbella Insurance Foundation, here for the Jimmy Fund, here for good. One has Montero dancing out of the box. He has struck out swinging and flied out to center. Season high is 120 for Wade Miley. It's a ground ball down to first base. Got to hurry up, as it'll be Shaw actually who takes it himself. Didn't need Miley as it turned out. Montero does not run terribly well. 2 down here in the 7th. 5 in a row now retired by Miley. Mike Zunino coming up. 1 for 2 day today. A single in the 3rd inning to left, flied out to center in the 5th. Strike called, 1-1. Center fielder bats over towards right center. Big gap out there in left center. Wally enjoying the summer afternoon here at Fenway Park. Swing and a miss, and Zunino down on strikes. Miley has a 1-2-3 7th inning stretch, 15-2 Boston. Low fare now at Southwest.com. Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. Thank you, New England, for 60 great years. And by your local Subaru dealers. A beautiful day on the Charles. A lot of people sailing on the Charles today. 15-2. Red Sox with a lead over the Mariners. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Plenty of offense. Very good pitching. 15 runs scored in back-to-back games. First time since 1998. A little shower for Brock Holt.
Warm and getting a little bit more humid here in Boston. I guess it's really supposed to heat up the next couple of days.
30 runs on 39 hits. First 2 games of the series here for Boston. And another base hit. Josh Rutledge singling the other way. Now the Red Sox end of summer family pack is back this year from August 17th through August 23rd. Take the whole family to Fenway Park, get free parking, a free duck boat ride, and a free hot dog and Coke. Visit redsox.com/family pack for tickets. So lead runner on for Alejandro De Aza. Rob Rasmussen back on the mound again. Joe Beimel was charged with 4 runs. As this one gets by to the backstop, and Rutledge will take second base on the wild pitch.
Rutledge, you see him going to second base here on the wild pitch. He's been on 3 times since coming into the ball game. He came in for Sandoval, who was hitting the elbow, and he's walked a couple of times, picked up the base hit, and now has a cruise into second base.
Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Swihart waiting on deck. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's always one guy that does not participate in a big game like this. 15 runs, 19 hits.
Me.
You're normally that guy?
I was that guy.
Well, today it is Travis Shaw. He is 0 for 5 in the game. De Aza with a check swing, and it's ball 4 as he heads down to first base. So first 2 have reached here in the 7th inning. Swihart gets hit by that pitch, but apparently didn't get him.
And just barely, it almost got the uniform jersey of Swihart, but not quite. Just barely getting that arm out of the way.
Fouls it back, evens a count of 1-1 here to Blake Swihart.
You're right about that, Don. It always does seem like there's one guy. One guy in that lineup. Everybody's having a ball in the dugout, and you're saying, why can't I get a couple of these hits? Got 19 on the board, and can't seem to find one.
0 for 5 today. Swing and a miss on the high fastball at 92 miles an hour. Yankees have upped their lead, beating Toronto now 3-1 as they bat in the 9th inning. One-two pitch outside, 2-2. Foul back to the right. We're talking about Travis Shaw. Had a big day last night. A couple of home runs for Shaw.
And was the subject of our view from the booth today, which I guess is not a good thing.
You jinxed another.
We jinxed another guy today. Well, is he going to get another at bat?
Probably.
Yeah, he might. I'm already thinking about tomorrow's Open, you know, and I think it's going to be on Jackie Bradley Jr. That's what I think. I have a feeling.
Yeah.
I have a feeling they can start working on the graphics right now.
You also have another earlier one to worry about because tomorrow's Nesson Clubhouse. We do the earlier hit view from the booth.
That's right. That's right.
There's ball 4. Back-to-back walks allowed by Rasmussen. Loads the bases with nobody out. Well, just one Nexium 24-hour day gives you all-day, all-night protection from frequent heartburn. Go to Nexium24hour.com for savings and pick up Nexium 24-hour at your local Stop and Shop. Bases filled with Red Sox. Nobody out here in the 7th inning. Jackie Bradley Jr., the batter. 3-hit day already. It's a fly ball to center field. Back goes Austin Jackson at the wall. It's off the wall. From third base scoring is Rutledge. From second base will be De Aza. The Red Sox take a 17-2 lead on the 4th hit of the day by Jackie Bradley Jr.
Well, you know, that just guarantees an Open for tomorrow. I mean, we're going to tune in tomorrow at 1:30. Or tune in earlier, but at 1:30 you'll see the Open on Jackie Bradley Jr. tomorrow. It's going to be very special. We're going to show you every hit that he had today, and then I'll say something, and then they'll play the game. Bradley Jr. straightaway center field. What an afternoon for him. 5 RBIs on the day as he goes to straightaway center field off that wall. And they probably would have scored another one had the score not being as lopsided as it is.
Well, with McClendon making the pitching change, we'll step aside. Red Sox have a 7-2 lead. Tagging up on a fly ball to left field is Blake Swihart, and scoring the 18th Red Sox run of the day. So Mookie Betts, a sac fly to left.
Mookie Betts picks up his second RBI of the day with the fly ball deep enough to the warning track. As Gutierrez makes the play, Red Sox put another one across home plate.
It's just the first out of the inning, and it is productive. 52nd RBI for Betts, and it brings up Brock Holt.
Let me ask you this, Don. If you were looking at today's action and we had to decide, we've already decided on the Open tomorrow, but we do have that, as you mentioned, all-important view from the booth.
Yep.
What do you think you'd go with?
I would go with Henry Owens making his third major league start.
A good point.
Kind of setting up, because to me, view from the booth is a preview of that day's game. As it's out to center, Jackson makes the catch. Heading for third base is Jackie Bradley Jr. with now 2 down. So in that preview, I'm looking ahead to tomorrow's game, and the Open, you can kind of look back at what happened here today.
Okay, so we want to book that then?
That's fine with me. But here's the thing, though. I just set it up. You're the one that actually has to execute. So if it's something you feel like you want to talk about, then it's fine with me.
Well, you know, I have not seen Owens pitch yet because I was on vacation when he made his first 2 starts.
So you have to break down some video tonight in preparation.
Exactly.
Tomorrow.
So yeah, but I'm all for that. I'm game for that. Yeah,
okay.
we'll do Owens in the view from the booth, and we'll do Bradley in the Open. So the truck can start working on graphics and
right now
and video on that right now as we finish wrap up this one. And I'll watch some film tonight of Owens, and I'll have, I'm sure, valuable information tomorrow on view from the booth.
I think you should watch both games in their entirety tonight.
No.
1-0 is in there for a strike.
Matter of fact, I may have to lean on you for a little information. Owens.
Xander down the right field line and foul beyond Canvas Alley.
3 critical things we have to do every day, and that's view from the booth, the Open, and our close after the game. That
for Nesson Sports Today.
NSD, yes. That's 3 major things that we have to do daily.
You have to check off.
And
after
it's like
done.
it's always on your mind, like driving to the ballpark. And what are we going to do?
Ground ball base hit into left field. From third base comes Jackie Bradley Jr. with the Red Sox 19th run. Xander Bogaerts with his 4th hit of the day.
I'll tell you one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to recap every scoring play in this game. I am not going to do that because I can't. It's impossible. What about Bogaerts anyway?
Yeah, how do you leave him out?
I mean, it's not right.
Now Garen Cicchini swinging at the first pitch. Guys went out to left field. Franklin Gutierrez makes the catch out there. That ends the inning. Red Sox add 4 more, take a 19-2 lead. projects across the Northeast. Did you know FW Web did that? Learn more about this proud Boston Red Sox sponsor at fwweb.com. 19-2. Red Sox have the lead as we head to the 8th inning. And Tommy Lane into his 43rd game of the year, 0-1 with a 3.67 earned run average, 34 strikeouts, 19 walks. Opponents hitting at 242. Ketel Marte batting here, 1 for 3 with an RBI. Nice day today for Wade Miley. Went the first 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, walked 3, struck out 8, en route to his 9th victory of the year.
Yeah, pitched very, very well in this game today. Goes overlooked a little bit by the Red Sox offense, but finally they get him some runs, and he's able to get a win, hopefully, out of this. A stretch of no decisions for him.
On a day when the Red Sox have out-hit 21-4 the Seattle Mariners. Well, the catcher last night, Jesus Sucre, warming up in the pen. Looks like the Mariners are going to go to a position player. One of those games. And you think about it, last night Lloyd McClendon got into that bullpen very early last night. So
yeah,
it's back-to-back.
Manager's nightmare, obviously, the last couple of days for the Seattle Mariners.
Well, you don't expect that when you know that Felix Hernandez starts this game. And if you are just joining us, Hernandez 2 1/3, 12 hits, 10 runs, walked 2 strikeouts. This is line to left, and this will get back towards the wall on a hop. Deaza plays it quickly and holds Marte to a long single. Well, tonight at 10 on NESN Sports Today, we'll have highlights from the WB Mason Championship Golf Tournament. That's tonight on NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. See what know-how can do. Lead runner on here for the Mariners in the 8th inning. 5 out of 8 innings they have had the lead runner on. Been a quiet day for Kyle Seager. He is lined out to center, struck out, flied out to left. Breaking ball in there for a strike, 1-1. So Tommy Lane into the game now for Boston. Throwing the 8th inning Wednesday at Miami, going an inning, walk, 2 strikeouts. And a scoreless appearance, snap a streak of 3 straight games in which he had given up runs. He's appeared now on a career high 43 games for the Red Sox this year, the previous high in the major leagues last year, 30 appearances out of the Boston pen. 3rd stint of the year with the Red Sox for Tommy Lane. Seager hits a fly ball to right field, sending Bradley back onto the warning track to make the catch. Back to first goes Marte with 1 down.
That ball hit pretty well by Seager, but still out to the 380 there, and plenty of room for Jackie Bradley Jr. to make the catch on the fly ball, the long fly ball out to that part of the ballpark, the deep part of the ballpark.
1 out, a runner at first base, and Nelson Cruz, the batter. He struck out, singled, walked. Ryan Cook up in the Boston pen. Hard throwing right-hander. Oh, and 2. Close pitch outside, though. Nelson Cruz had a single and an RBI back in the third inning. 1-2. In the air to deep center field. Back goes Betts. And that ball is gone. A home run. Nelson Cruz with his 35th home run of the year. Second hit of the day. It is a 2-run shot. And it's now 19-4.
Now, you're not going to hold that guy down very long. We mentioned that going into last night had a 21-game hitting streak. That was halted in the game last night, but he starts again today. A base hit back in the third to drive in a run, and now number 35 on the season, the straightaway center field. Nelson Cruz getting the fastball and taking it out of Fenway Park right on top where the old camera stand used to be.
Now Robinson Cano takes the 1-0 for ball 2. Swing and a miss. Big innings in this game for the Red Sox. A 5-run second inning, a 5-run third inning. Back-to-back 4-run innings in the 6th and 7th with a 1-run inning mixed in. Lane falling behind here, 3-1. Tap foul, full count. Don't miss the Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon live on NESN Tuesday and Wednesday next week. Special guests and your favorite New England athletes will stop by the set and hop on the phones. Coverage begins at 6 on Tuesday morning. Swing and a miss, and Cano strikes out. Second out here of the 8th.
Well, we tell you we're not going to recap everything in this ball game, but let's give you some of the highlights. Pablo Sandoval getting a changeup and taking it out of the ballpark for a home run. Jackie Bradley Jr. also getting the off-speed pitch to straightaway center field. And Sandoval had to leave the game after getting hit in the right elbow. He did not take his place defensively after that. De Aza with a home run. That was down the right field line, and we're going to call a timeout and stop it right there. There's a lot of other stuff that happened too, but we can't remember all of it.
Going to the count here to Franklin Gutierrez with 2 outs. Bases empty here in the 8th. Tommy Lane giving up a 2-run home run to Nelson Cruz in this inning. Two balls, 2 strikes. Miley for 7. Lane so far 2/3 of an inning. On the ground to third base, and it gets through. Brock Holt into left field. Franklin Gutierrez on with 2 outs here in the inning.
A few more highlights from the game today. The home run by De Aza going down that right field line. Felix Hernandez. And Blake Swihart also joining in the action. He's had a nice afternoon with a double. Swihart also has 3 hits in the ball game plus a walk.
Tommy Lane giving up a couple of runs and departing here. Pitching change from Fenway, 19-4 Boston. And Hernandez chased from this game after 2 1/3 innings, 12 hits, 10 runs. Miley goes 7, and tons of offense from the Red Sox as Ryan Cook into the game now. Seventh appearance of the year, 0-2, 14.29 earned run average. Opponent sitting at .414 against him. There's a fly ball out to center field and deep. Betts going back onto the track at the wall. It's gone. A 2-run home run for Austin Jackson. Now it is 19-6.
Austin Jackson picking up number 7 on the season. First hit of the day, and it's a big one back all the way to center field, straightaway center field. Another ball that's going to land on the hitter's backdrop today. There have been a number of home runs that have gone out in that direction here at Fenway this afternoon.
So it has been a 4-run inning so far for the Mariners. 2 down, bases empty. Mark Trumbo with a swing and a miss for strike 1. Now Cook had made 4 major league appearances with the A's earlier this year. Made his Red Sox debut Tuesday at Miami. Appeared 2 games since coming in and acquired from the Oakland A's for a player to be named later or cash. Breaking ball in there, 1-2. So Tommy Lane goes 2/3 of an inning, gives up 3 hits and 3 runs. Didn't walk anybody, struck out a batter. To right and a base hit. So Trumbo reaches out and sends that into right field.
That time Cook tried the slider, and Trumbo able to stay on it and shoot it to the opposite field for the base hit. So he's got a couple of hits. He's been on base 3 times. 2 hits and a walk this afternoon. There's the breaking ball that kind of hugs the middle of the plate right there. You could see Trumbo looking out towards center field like the ball was hitting that direction, but it was going to the opposite field.
Him off the bat with a lot of spin. There's a lot of runs here today. 2 teams combining for 25. Jesus Montero 0 for 3 today. Has struck out, flied out, grounded out. Strike called, 1-1. Fouled off to the right, out of play, 1-2. Yankees ended up winning that game today in Toronto 3-1. So they have taken the first 2 games of that series against the Blue Jays. Trying to return the favor with a sweep of their own. Fly ball down the right field line towards the pole, but a foul ball. Well, stay tuned for Red Sox Final presented by Uno's. TC and Tim Wakefield will have the latest on the American League East race. One-two pitch. And Montero fouls it back to the screen. Two and two. In there for strike 3, and it ends the inning. But the Mariners come up with 4. It's 19-6 Boston. By Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. A warm summer day in Boston as we head into the bottom of the 8th inning. 19-6. Red Sox have the lead, and change at third base here for the Mariners. Brad Miller taking over for Kyle Seager at third. And into the game, Jesus Sucre has pitched earlier this year. Position player he caught last night coming in here to pitch. Won an inning on June the 12th against the Houston Astros, giving up 1 hit and no runs. So here he is again, and this time faces Travis Shaw to begin things here in the bottom of the 8th inning. In there for strike one.
Not bad. 88 on the fastball.
Fly ball down the left field line. Gutierrez over towards the corner, and he'll have a play. Makes the catch for the first out here at the bottom of the 8th. We're no rookies when it comes to flavor. Hood Red Sox ice cream scores a home run every time.
Say, if I was Sucre, what I would do next time I have a contract is mix in some incentives for pitching. This is his second outing, right?
Yep. One down here in the 8th inning. Josh Rutledge, the batter. 90 that time on the outside corner.
Yeah, this is a little better than what you normally see.
Yeah, I would say so. On the ground and into left field, a base hit for Rutledge. So he's on for the 4th time today. 2 walks, 2 hits now.
Yeah, he joined the fun late in this game, coming in for Pablo Sandoval, and 2 hits, 2 for 2, was walked twice. Fastball this time between third and short for the base hit, so back-to-back base hits for Rutledge.
Alejandro De Aza has homered, reached on an error, and walked. Now a line drive to right field. Cruz on the run will get there. Good running catch by Nelson Cruz out there in right field for the second out. Follow the Red Sox all season long with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet today. 2 down, Rutledge at first base, and it brings up Blake Swihart. He's had a 3-hit day, a walk, scored 3 runs. Takes strike one. Popped up foul, out of play, and he's jumped ahead here 0-2.
A fastball, an effective pitch, right? He's throwing all fastballs so far. He's got 2 outs. Last pitch fastball fouled off by Swihart. Painting the outside corner with it.
He's having a good time. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball there.
Tries to snap one off right there, right?
Didn't look too good, that breaking ball.
I'd try it again. Why not, right? Have some fun out there.
Oh, back to the gas. Fly ball down the left field line. That will stay foul. Kicks off the facade and back down onto the field again. So Rutledge back to the bag at first. 2 down here in the 8th. Swihart batting now with Bradley on deck. And a big day for Jackie Bradley Jr. Fly ball hit well out towards left center field, and that ball is going to be off the scoreboard. Austin Jackson runs it down as Rutledge trying to score will. And the Red Sox making it even 20 runs today. Boston on top 20-6. Fourth hit of the day for Blake Swihart, who drives in another run.
Boy, he's been on base 5 times. 4 hits, a walk. He's driven in a couple of runs. Big day for Swihart. Gets the high fastball, plants it off the left field wall. Rutledge didn't think that Butterfield was going to wave him home. He's just kind of cruising into third base, but then Butterfield's telling him, come on, you got to go. End up scoring the 20th run of the day.
Now Jackie Bradley Jr. taking a hack at that first pitch and fouling it straight back.
Bello talking to Rutledge about that right now. Run hard till he stops you.
Gonna yank that inside. Position player Jesus Sucre pitching here in the 8th inning. He's given up a run. 2 outs here in the 8th, and Jackie Bradley Jr. waiting on a 1-1 pitch. Carves it foul.
Took a little bit off the fastball that time at 87 miles an hour.
Fly ball to right field and deep. Back goes Nelson Cruz at the wall. That ball is gone. Jackie Bradley Jr. with his 2nd home run of the day. A 2-run shot. The Red Sox take a 22-6 lead.
Well, let's count them. 2, 4, 5, 7 RBI on the day for Jackie Bradley Jr.
Let's take a look at the Toyota play of the game.
2 home runs today, 4 total now on the season for Bradley Jr. That went up over the Red Sox bullpen.
Now a liner to left. Gutierrez going back. That's going to grab some wall. Mookie Betts throws the brakes on. He has a long single on his 3rd hit of the day. Here comes Brock Holt. Start of the day at second base, has since shifted to third base. And a liner to left field, in for a hit. Up to second goes Betts.
You don't have come to realize today, Don, there's only so many base hits you can analyze. I mean, it really is.
There's a limit.
And I think I'm out of stuff. I really think I'm totally wiped out of stuff.
You're spent on stuff. Well, there's been quite a few today. And you've run all of your adjectives out there. First and second. 3 runs in here for the Red Sox so far in the 8th. On top 22-6. Fly ball right field. Back goes Nelson Cruz. This will stay in the yard. He'll make the catch to end the inning. Red Sox get 3 more. Top half of the ninth inning. You're not imagining things. 22-6 the score. Red Sox have the lead. 26 hits. Huge day for Jackie Bradley Jr. 5-hit day, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. (3-0) now to Zunino. Number 9 man, 1 for 3 in the ball game today. Singled back in the 3rd inning. There's a strike. 3-1. Strike 2. Cook has been charged with a run since coming in. He gave up a 2-run shot, 1 charge to Tommy Lane, who was assessed 3 runs in 2/3 of an inning. Zunino hits one high and deep to left field, and that ball is gone. His home run here is 11th of the year. The 7th run for Seattle, and the 2nd home run given up by Cook.
And 3 home runs now in the last 2 innings for the Mariners. Cruz with 1, a 2-run home run, a 2-run shot by Jackson, and now Zunino with a solo home run. Fastball middle end.
Here's Ketel Marte. 2 hits, a double and a single on the afternoon. 1-0 line foul. Nice catch.
Nice catch. 2 hands. Beautiful.
Fouled off to the left, out of play.
Yeah, in the glove, and the other hand there to protect it to make sure it does not come out. Good lateral movement to her left. Checking the time now.
On the ground right side, Rutledge has stepped to his right. And there's 1 out in the 9th inning. H.B. Hood salutes the Red Sox Foundation for its commitment to 4,900 accredited charities throughout New England. 1 down for Brad Miller coming up for the first time today. Took over defensively at 3rd base for Kyle Seager. Bat goes flying. Look out, Gary Streisky.
Look out, Striker.
Guys, I saw the light flash before my eyes. I was going to make a play on that regardless because I messed up the foul ball earlier.
I didn't see the foul ball.
I'm glad you didn't, Jerry, because you would have lit me up for it. I was in prime position, missed it. Right here, I wasn't backing down. Wasn't backing down.
Way to be heads up on that one.
No doubt about it. You got to stay heads up, otherwise the head comes off. You know what I mean?
Oh, here's the foul ball, Gary. Let's take a look.
Oh,
yeah, you see that?
That was an exploding hop, though.
That is
what
time.
I gotta say, though, I don't have a lot of give in these shirts, not a lot of flexion going on, so I didn't have full extension. I don't know.
That's what happens when you wear slim fit shirts.
It's what they gave me, you know. I'll get the stretch fit next time from Abood.
Yeah, we have the stretch fit.
Yeah, we have the fat guy look. That's what we wear, the fat guy look.
Guys, I'm being told to tell you that you need it. Not me. I'm the messenger. I'm just the messenger.
Well, we know that.
All right.
1 out, a run in on the home run by Zunino, and Miller with a count of 1-2. Since coming to this game now, Cook has thrown 29 pitches between his work in the 8th and now in the 9th. Full count. fouled back. You'll see an 8th pitch in this at bat. Wade Miley will be the winner in this one. It'll be 9-9. Liner to center field, in for a base hit for Brad Miller with 1 out. Bob's Discount Furniture goes to bat for the Jimmy Fund again this year. Bob will donate $1,000 to the Jimmy Fund for every game saved this season. Everybody saves at Bob's. Bob's Discount Furniture, quality, choice, and value. Learn more at mybobs.com. One out, one on. Nelson Cruz, the batter. Two and 0. Laced foul. In there for strike 2. Cruz didn't think so.
Cruz thought that ball was inside. There was one earlier in the count that looked like it was a strike, but it was not called a strike.
Two-two pitch. Yanks that to the backstop, and Miller will take second base on the wild pitch.
I got nothing. I'm serious.
Carl Willis on the phone. Robbie Ross getting up in the pen now. Did not want to do this, but Ryan Cook giving up a couple runs here since coming in. 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball missing for ball 4, and Cruz draws a 1-out walk. And Willis is headed out to the mound now. Buying some time for Robbie Ross to get warmed up in the pen. Get immediate care without leaving the ballpark at the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, first aid station behind Section 12 on the lower concourse. The IDMC is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox. Ross warming up, still in the pen as Carl Willis gets him some time. Robbie Ross earlier before the game today.
Everybody wants to be on TV, right?
That's right. Cano will send this into left field for a base hit. They will stop Miller at third. Bases loaded now for Seattle.
Well, it's Robbie Ross. Yeah, last night had quite an interesting evening out in the bullpen on a couple of home runs. First of all, he takes a dive on that play right there, but then bounces back later in the game to make a play with his hat. Yeah, Brad's pretty good about that play, but he bounced back. I'll give him credit. Later on in the ball game, there he is again, and makes the play with the hat.
Torey Lovello out there to make the change, as finally ready is Robbie Ross in the pen. Ryan Cook roughed up. He'll leave with the bases loaded. Red Sox on top 22-7. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. 22-7. Red Sox have the lead over the Seattle Mariners. Ryan Cook leaving the game. Robbie Ross coming into his 36th game of the year. 0-1. 4.14 ERA. 39 strikeouts to 16 walks. Opponents hitting at .261 against him. And this will go to the backstop as from third comes Miller, and the Mariners get a run. 22-8 now. Run will be charged to Cook. First pitch from Robbie Ross.
Now the Red Sox are not exactly finishing this one up pretty. This has been a very ugly top of the ninth inning. Certainly Torrey using guys he didn't think he was going to have to use in this game today.
Pinch hitter Logan Morrison for Franklin Gutierrez, who had been 1 for 3. Single and a walk in the game. Strike called. Ross allowing 2 earned runs in an inning and 2/3 in relief on Wednesday at Miami. Foul back, 1-2. One out here in the top of the ninth inning. Runners at second and third now for Seattle. They've scored 6 runs in the last 2 innings. Help us reach our Instagram follower goal that Jerry set for this summer, 50,000. We're just 16,000 followers away. Follow Nesson today at Instagram.com/Nesson. Ground ball softly hit right side. Shaw will flip to Ross for the out as a run scores. In from third comes Nelson Cruz. And taking third is Cano. Comes Austin Jackson with 2 outs in the inning. 22-9. Red Sox have the lead. In there for strike 1. Jackson today has struck out, grounded into a double play, struck out, and last time up homer off Ryan Cook. Line to left field, a ringing single. That will plate Cano with the 10th Seattle run.
Well, Austin Jackson saving his best for late in the game, the 2-run home run in the 8th inning. And now the base hit to drive in another run. Robinson Cano here in the 9th inning. So 3 RBIs total on the afternoon, 33 total on the season.
This is the book on Ryan Cook. 2/3 of an inning, 5 hits, 5 runs, a walk and a K. So allowed an inherited runner to score. Mark Trumbo has walked, singled, flied out to right, singled again. Ball and a strike. Foul tip that time. Fouled off to the right, and it's 1-2. Back-to-back 15-plus run game, 21-plus hits, back-to-back games, second time in the last 100 years. Last time 1950. 1-2 pitch. Just outside. Eighth member of the Mariners to bat here in the ninth. Fly ball center field. Incoming is Betts, and he'll run it down. Red Sox win. The Mariners coming up with 4 extra runs in the ninth inning, but it's the Red Sox today. Huge day for Jackie Bradley Jr. 22 runs, 26 hits in this ball game for Boston. Well pitched game today by Wade Miley. All around great game today as we send it to Tom Caron.